been a rough couple of episodes. Thought I might as well get out of the house and take a stroll to think about things. I found myself here. Such a nice place to find solitude for a while. It's probably been more than a while, seeing as I've grown a beard. But I think I'm done thinking now. I'm gonna go home. Can this just get any weirder? Intelligent Qube for the original PlayStation. It's the mid to late 90s. The PS1 was released on September 9th, 1995, marking Sony's first foray into the video game market. The console became a hit, leaving the likes of Nintendo and Sega playing catch-up to the almighty newcomer. Along with the console's success, great games came along with it. And on January 31st, 1997, a little-known puzzler was released to the Japanese gaming market known simply as Karushi, and it performed very well there that it was able to get a release in the US of A, under a more clever name, Intelligent Qube. This game was released on September 30th, 1997 to receive a good amount of positive reviews on the American side. Now before release this was hyped aplenty, but after release it kinda just faded out of the market like it never existed. Which is You'll notice a running gag is going here. But here's the thing, I absolutely adore this game, I love it to bits, and I aim to show you guys why. So let's take a better look at IQ. Think you're smart? You're gonna have to be. Because you gotta survive or die. No pressure. You control a polygonal character and have to clear out certain cubes on the stage in order to continue. The cubes you'll need to destroy are the same color as the grid you're playing on. Known as playable cubes, you destroy these cubes by marking a square tile with the X button and pressing it again when the cube is on the marker to destroy it. You can also get rid of a marker by pressing X before a cube falls on it. The light green cubes are signified as the advantage cubes. Destroying one will leave its own marker, which can be used in conjunction with the triangle button to take out multiple cubes depending on where that marker is. But you don't want to use that too hastily because another cube that you'll need to look out for is the black forbidden cube. These cubes are not to be destroyed at all, for if you do, it will collapse a row of the grid at the end of the stage. So you'll want to avoid those at all costs and destroy the other cubes so you can progress through the stage. Once you destroy all normal and advantage cubes, you'll be ready for the next section of the stage once the forbidden cubes are gone. You can speed up the forbidden cube's demise or the phase altogether by pressing the square button, and once you clear 4 phases, indicated here, you'll have cleared the stage and move on to the next, whilst also receiving a bonus of all the rows remaining in the stage. There are 9 stages total, I could only get to 7 for this review, because even with the simple gameplay, this game does get difficult. I've had a few instances where I've gotten crushed or died from getting trapped, and if you do die from falling off the grid from a row collapsing, the game is over. And the polygonal character falls down to the depths in the abyss, and he'll continue to fall to this day, as he screams in agony, not knowing when he'll stop plummeting to his doom or see the light out of the darkened abyss. But it continues to grow darker and darker, and the abyss is just eating him up alive. You know what this is? This is hell! You sent him to hell! Calm down, Brian. You don't want somebody like Russell coming in to host the show to make a racist comment about the forbidden cubes being black. And it'll show you the score you racked up and your IQ total, which I can't remember how it works offhand, so I'm going to leave some text explaining it here. And you can read this at your leisure, because I'm moving forward. If you get crushed by any rotating cube, you can get another chance with the next section and come up with a better strategy. But it could leave less of a chance for you if normal cubes fall along with the unsolved section, which in turn collapse more rows of the grid. You'll be able to know if playable cubes have fallen off from the block scale on the bottom right corner. If a playable cube falls off the grid, a block will turn red, and if the number of playable cubes falling off exceed the number of blocks provided, more rows of the grid will collapse. So you better hope you have the pro strats or you'll fall back into the endless abyss. One last thing to mention is the TRN on the top right. This shows how many rotations on average it takes to collapse all the playable cubes in a given section, kind of like getting a par in golf. So this means there is a strategy to go by for all the sections. If you achieve under that number, you'll get and receive extra bonuses. If you're on par with that given number, it's still but you'll get fewer bonus points. If you go over that given number, you'll still get but get even lesser bonus points. However, if you destroy a forbidden cube or let any playable cubes fall off the end of the grid, you will not get perfect. No sound effect here because it's not deserving if you do such a dastardly deed. Why did I even say that? And I also just noticed a typo on the digital script. I spelled cubes with a Q. And that's how you play. Moving on. The music was composed by Takayuki Hattori, and it's absolutely freaking last time, I promise. This soundtrack is probably the best orchestral soundtrack I've ever heard for a video game. I love it so much I even bought the original soundtrack from 1999. That's how much I love this music. I've even used it in a good few of my videos. I can name some off the top of my head, but yeah, the music is outstanding, makes good company with the game. Moving on. Intelligence can grow in many different ways, and with this game you can do the same. In a gameplay sense, did that even make sense at all? You can broaden your horizons by going into the options where you can change a number of things like the controller layout, game mode, texture, and player model. Hey, the guy's name is Elliot. Whoa. After that, if you are in the competitive spirit and have a friend, which I do not, then you can play the 2-player mode to see which one of you has the better IQ. You can play with the one controller anyway to test yourself out against yourself if you want. But if you don't know anything about this game and are starting from scratch, the rules can pick you up to speed if nothing in this video has.
The concept of the game.
I already said that, random narrator. Listen to my words of wisdom, internet. So yeah, those are all the other features. Moving on. The game did fairly well when it first arrived, selling about 750,000 copies worldwide. It went on to receive 3 sequels in Japan, and it has been released for the PlayStation Network, only for Japan and Europe. Also during its release in '97, it won the Excellence Award for Interactive Art at the Japan Media Arts Festival. But even after all of those accolades and releases, it still hasn't seen another release in the West.
So, what is my rate to play? It's a must-play. It's one of the few puzzle games on the PlayStation, and it makes a pretty good impact, and the appeal is just wow. It has fun gameplay, the difficulty curve is easy to get by, the music is outstanding, and it's just freaking cool, man. Just get it if you find one. Because it's got you there, I'm a liar.
But that's only my opinion. If you have your own thoughts, leave a comment. If you like what you see, leave a like. If you think others would enjoy this, share it around the web. And if you want to see more, subscribe. Anyway, this has been BrianTheBlue Game Reviews Intelligent Qube for the PS1.
Something has been observing us, monitoring the simulation that is our behavior. But science has now given us the means to confront that something face to face. Our task is neither to face it down, nor to try to discover its essential nature. Rather, we need only to make an experimental black box of our own, set the appropriate conditions, and start the simulation. And IQ exists for this reason alone.